I'm Terry Murphy for Realty Times Women in Business, Women in Real Estate in the Men's Room with Murph. And as their senior editor, I love seeking out women of power, especially when they happen to be both in business and in real estate. And today, I've got one of those dynamic duos, but it's in one person, and her name is Amy. And Amy has joined us back in August of 2021. And guess what? There's been some time that's passed since then, and lots has happened with STARPOWER. And for those of you that don't know what STARPOWER is, Amy's going to fill in the blanks. Welcome, Miss Amy Stair.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry. STARPOWER has been around and been gone and come back again. So it might bear some value to share what STARPOWER is. There was a man by the name of Howard Brinton back in the 80s, very well known by a lot of people in the industry, CRS president at one time, very successful realtor himself here in Colorado, and he started this company called STARPOWER based on the premise that we could take best practices from the best agents and distill that information and spread it across the industry and share it with people so that they could copy and emulate and be successful with those ideas. So that's what STARPOWER was and started back in '89. That was the Star of the Month Club. And then other things were built around that, the annual conference and university programs. And that went all the way until 2009, at which time Howard found himself in a position to go ahead and close the doors. It was during the recession, lots of things going on. A gentleman by the name of Alex Charfin picked it up, tried to keep it going for a couple of years, just wasn't a good fit. And 2012 was the last anybody heard of STARPOWER. So, Terry, you know your peers, they all sat around and lamented about their loss. And one of the stars, Jana Caudill of Northwest Indiana and Naples, Florida, stood up and said, I'm tired of listening to you guys complain about it. I'm going to go get it. And so that's what she did. And we relaunched STARPOWER. I helped her out with that. I come from a background of working with one of the stars and then going to work with Howard back in '96 through the beginning of '08. And so I was thrilled to hear she was reviving it. And then I ended up through a series of events buying the thing. doing a thing, Terry. I did a thing. So it's mine now.
You've always been a bit of an overachiever, you know. My goodness, you've been training and teaching in real estate since 1993, which you obviously started when you were 12, and then 12 years with the Howard Brinton STARPOWER people, of which I was in STARPOWER 3. Mm-hmm. I actually produced the STARPOWER TV network. That was great fun, extreme work. That was so much fun. Stump the Stars was the name of it. But it was interesting that the original group never wanted it to stop. So tell us what's happening now and how we can support and enjoy some of the great work that Howard started way back then.
Well, we brought back the foundation of the company, which is those interviews with the top producers, and we put it on steroids. Basically, we have 2 brand new interviews coming out every month. We're trying to get a small team and a big team, or solo agent, small team and a big team in each month. Doesn't always hit that way, but both types of businesses represented. And then in addition to that, we're launching a revisit every month. So we're bringing people into the studio. And so it's all on video now, it's digital. And so that's just one way people can get involved with STARPOWER. At the very basic level, we have this fabulous Facebook group people can get on, and it's Real Estate STARPOWER, and that's for free. People can just get in a group. There are about 3,000 people there sharing ideas, asking for referrals, doing all that kind of good stuff. And then our annual conference is coming up July 20th through the 22nd here in Denver, Colorado. So
okay. Oh, well, let's call Southwest. Give me those dates again.
July 20th through the 22nd. The opening session starts at 4:30 on the 20th, and it's 2 full days on the 21st and 22nd.
So let me tell you what, if you're watching, you don't know. The people that have survived the 28% interest rates, the recessions of several times, we benefited from the vision of Howard Brinton to share collective intellect and experience. now you're doing it a slightly different way, but don't you think it's valuable that we can pull that experiential from the early Star Power people, bringing in the newest ideas, literally putting together a compilation of wildly effective, successful, and impressive strategy systems, opportunities, so you could literally rub elbows with some of those people. I know that Star Power basically changed my life.
Mm-hmm. You know, you have such a good point, Terry, because even 2.5 years ago, when real estate was going crazy and it was whatever you can get your hands on and sell it, a lot of agents came into the market. As we know, we ballooned up to 1.6 million realtors, right? A lot of those people have never experienced an interest rate above 4% until the last year. They don't know how to talk to sellers about price adjustments. You know, they're now entering a phase of the business, and we know this market is cyclical, where they are ill-equipped to deal with what's happening. And so bring in all of these stars who've been there, done that, and not only survived it, but thrived during it, and combine that with the energy and enthusiasm and creativity of this next generation of successful practitioners. It's the perfect marriage between the two, quite frankly. So, you know, you don't pick the timing necessarily. It just happened. You know, I like to think it's a little bit of a divine timing that it came together when it did.
Brilliantly stated. We're both coaches, both master coach levels. And I remember when they started complaining about the interest rates going to 5, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Snap out of it. When in fact, you're right. They've never experienced that. So they don't know what actions work because they've never exercised them. So you're right. This is a brilliant time. Tell us a little bit we go for registering for the new Star Power program.
We try to keep it real simple. So the website is starpower.com. Anything you're interested in is starpower.com/that thing. So starpower.com conference/conference, starpower.com/club. If you're wanting to be a member of the club and listen to the interviews, just go to starpower.com. It's pretty evident from the homepage.
So I'm going to give you a little trivia. The pink star that's in the Star Power logo, we created that at Muzak for interactive business television. And that's where we did Stump the Stars. So we were pink long before Pink ever was a singer, just so you know. And I will tell you that some of the most brilliant people in the industry, like you said, the survivors, the thrivers, just the mindset of Star Power, the ability to share is a tremendous opportunity. So if you are smart on your strat plan, you will sign up in July. Again, go to starpower.com and whatever the / that thing would be, the conference. Denver, is there a hotel that you're setting it up at?
Yeah, that information's on the site. It's the Renaissance Central Park in Denver. So we're excited to go to that property. I'll tell you, Terry, what I'm most excited about is some of the things that are coming together for that conference. You know, we have some industry legends in our network, and I was able to get 5 of them to say yes to being on a panel during the conference. So your old friends, people that you'll recall, and with some astounding production over the years. Lillian Montalto out of Massachusetts.
The shoe queen of all things, yes.
Bob Bolin, who was originally in Brighton, Michigan, and is now, as you know, relocated to Massachusetts. He met a girl, so to speak, named Lillian Montalto, interestingly enough. Lillian, by the way, did a $500 million with a B, $500 million in sales volume last year, her team.
You know, and here's the thing about Lillian that's just kind of pique your interest. Andover wasn't that big.
Mm-hmm.
She learned how to expand. Then she also went to England, loved the taxis, decided that was pretty cool. Yeah, wow. $500 million. I'm going to have to see if I can't get her on an interview for my Women in Real Estate. Who else is besides Robin?
Greg Newman out of San Diego. I have to giggle about Greg because he said, you know, I slid in the rankings. I'm number 8 this past year, which was with I believe he said 3 million in GCI. So yeah, the slouch has fallen off of his #1 position, but we'll take him. And then you've got tiny little Pam Marion down in Lawton, Oklahoma, who's got to work harder than everyone because of her price point. She's still cranking out 600 to 800 transactions every year, she and her team. And
Bless
then,
her.
of course, we couldn't not have Alexis Bolin on a Legends panel.
Alexis, I mean, she's amazing, that woman. She just got another award. So here's what you don't know. If you've never heard of Star Power, time for you to get familiar. If you've not heard the names of these people, these are your visionary leaders. These are the people that can show you how to go to the next level, no matter what. And Amy, I don't know if I should comfort you for having to take on another huge role as the CEO of Star Power, or just pat you on the back and go, oh my God, girl, you go. But thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll join us again, because I know you have other projects. This is a very, very interesting woman. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Terry Murphy for the Women's Wisdom Network, Realty Time Senior Editor, Women in Real Estate. And boy, you knocked it out of the park again, Miss Amy. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Terry.